Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Let's get ready to rumble! Seattle's got to make a stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff! Who had that on the bingo card? Touchdown Lions!
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What's up, everyone? It's Victory Monday last week. Now it's Game Day Monday. Lions play tonight, Monday Night Football. Are you as geeked as I am? Man, 8:20 can't get here fast enough. Wearing the salute to service hat today for the occasion. We're broadcasting live into all social media platforms, including Facebook. At Facebook, you can go to our page, The Main Event, give us a follow. We'd appreciate it. We're also broadcasting live into 360 Radio Network. Go to 360radionetwork.com. Check out some cool music. Thank you to those folks for letting me broadcast in there as well. We are broadcasting live on the Huddle Sports Network on Roku TV. If you have a Roku TV, go search apps, find the Huddle Sports Network. You can watch all the fine programming the Huddle Sports Network has on, including this show, including Smoking Jeremy B, the Packer Backer News, Valhalla Report, all that, Hallis Hall Report, all that stuff. Anyway, we just want to say thank you to all those people for letting us broadcast in. Let's get down to it, man. Need to make it a quick show today. I need to get out that door and get over to my favorite spot. Start drinking a few beverages, watching the Lions game as they take on the Baltimore Ravens tonight on Monday Night Football. Prime time. Baltimore Ravens are 4.5-point favorite at home tonight against the Detroit Lions. Even after Detroit dropped a 50-burger on Chicago last week, Ravens still favored by 4.5, and for good reason, which we will dive into today. Put it in the comments. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear score predictions for tonight. We got Yoli in chat. What's up, Yoli? Looking good recently, Yoli. I keep up with you a little bit on Facebook, so appreciate all your posts. Hello. Put your comment in. Let us know what you think about the game tonight. Everybody's predicting the Lions get blown out. I'm not so sure. Last time Lions went to Baltimore, it was 38-6. I want to hear your prediction. Tell me what you think. I'm not with all of the mainstream right now on my prediction on this game, and I'll tell you why. People are wrong a lot more than they're right, and that's why Vegas stays in business. Okay. They want you to bet on team A and somebody else to bet on team B, and they make the juice in the middle. So when all of the talking heads start saying, oh, it's going to be 45-41, 35-28, this high scoring predictions by the talking heads, Vegas just starts licking their chops. Oh yeah, please. Bet the over. And they set the over this week at 54.5. That's combined, both teams score. 54.5 is the point total for this game. That was the highest point total for this week in all NFL slates. They are tempting you to bet the under now because they've set it so high. They wanted you to bet the over. Now they're messing with you. I think this game is going to be under 54.5. And because all the talking heads are predicting this high explosive score, 45-41, I've seen that all over. I think it's going to be less than 24 points for each team. I think this game goes under 48, let alone 54.5. But we'll see. If it is a high-scoring affair, that might bode well for the Lions. They are playing the Baltimore Ravens, after all. After dropping 52 on the Bears last week for the Lions, Baltimore, by the way, has scored 40-plus in both of their first two games. One win, one loss. So both of these teams can light it up. They both got franchise quarterbacks. Lions rated number 9 in total defense. I'm surprised at that a little bit. Number 9, I guess top 10. I'm surprised. Baltimore, though, number 1 defense ranked by ESPN. They also do rank 31st in pass yards allowed. Some of that might be skewed because Josh Allen torched them for 400 yards, but still, that shows you this defense can be beaten by an accurate passer. But overall defense, they rank number 1. They have all pros all over the place like we do. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton. These guys are at every level. They have Pro Bowlers. And, of course, John Harbaugh. Coach John Harbaugh for the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens 22-3 on primetime since Harbaugh's been the coach. 22-3 on primetime. There are some little games within the game tonight as well. Goff versus Lamar Jackson head-to-head. Heck, these two franchises. This will be the 8th meeting between the Ravens and the Lions. The Ravens are 6-1 in those 7 games, and the Lions have never beaten the Ravens in Baltimore. In fact, the last time that the Lions won in the city of Baltimore, 1977 against the Colts, which makes me think I'm going to take the Lions tonight. Why? Because we have seen this team overcome all of these monkeys on their backs. All of these narratives and stereotypes about the Lions have been knocked down year after year. They can't win on the road. They can't win the division. They can't make it this far. They can't do this. They can't do that. And they just keep doing it. Can't beat Dallas. Every can't, the Lions have knocked it down. Can't win a Super Bowl. Can't beat the Ravens. It's about the only 2 things left on all those tired Lion haters on their agenda. That's about all they've got left. Can't beat the Ravens. Can't get to a Super Bowl. Now, Baltimore, probably, I picked them at the beginning of the year to win the Super Bowl this year. I think this is Lamar's year. But they are suspect on defense. Josh Allen was having his way with them in the 4th quarter of that comeback victory. And he really may have exposed them. Then they come out and they play a tough Cleveland team who we saw who beat Green Bay yesterday. Tough Cleveland defense. They put up over 40 points on that Cleveland defense. And that's what can kill you about this Baltimore team. They can beat you so many different ways. Cleveland committed to stopping the run. And with that defensive line they have in Cleveland, they're well equipped to do so. And they did. They shut down the running attack of the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 23 yards after having 169 and 2 tutties against Buffalo the week before. So Cleveland committed to stopping that run. So Lamar Jackson threw 4 touchdowns. And they put up 40. And they beat Cleveland on the road. So a team that just beat Green Bay, who walloped the Lions in week 1. Going to be a great game tonight. Another thing, this team doesn't forget. They can say what they want, but Dan Campbell, Amon-Ra St. Brown especially, they hold grudges. Jared Goff has that in him. Well, I'm not going to forget what you did to me. I'm not going to forget how you overlooked me. I'm not going to forget how you threw me aside. And they make you pay. So far, they have cashed every one of those checks, except beating the Ravens. In fact, the last time they played, it was a butt whooping, 38-6. The Lions went out there in the middle of the day, 1 o'clock kickoff in Baltimore, M&T Stadium. And from the very opening kickoff, they completely dominated the Lions. And where did they dominate them? On the line of scrimmage. The same place the Green Bay Packers dominated them in week 1. A couple of things boding well for the Lions today, though. Along that defensive line, their 2 best pass rushers ruled out for the game tonight. Kyle Van Noy and Nnamdi Madubuike. Both of those guys, serious threats, and they're both out tonight. That's going to bode well for the Lions. Also, fullback Patrick Ricard is out for this game. That might just seem like a big thing, except this guy is a Lion killer. Look up the stats. He kills us every time. And I think John Harbaugh knows it, and he doesn't have him tonight. As I said, Baltimore does rank 31st in passing yards allowed, and they play a lot of too-high safety, a lot of split safety coverage, which bodes very well for some of our weapons to get behind them. And it bodes very well for a quarterback who's good at play action like Jared Goff. You have to be able to stop the run in this league, and you have to be able to run the ball in this league. And that's two things the Lions have to show they can do, and that the Ravens are prolific at doing. Now, another game within the game on this one. Jared Goff versus Lamar Jackson head-to-head. Lamar is 3-0 versus JG. Never lost to him. And the point differential is 73. So he doesn't just beat Jared Goff, he beats the brakes off Jared Goff. Lamar is special. Everybody knows that. That's why he's on my fantasy team. But Goff is no slouch either. And we saw what Josh Allen can do to this secondary. Jared Goff is just as capable if the threat of the run is there, like it was with Buffalo. If you can get Roquan Smith to step up into the box, they can be beat over the middle and down the seam. If you can sell the play action and get Kyle Hamilton and those guys in the back, Marlon Humphrey, if you can get them cheating, going into the backfield, you can burn them over the top. They're not that concerned because their offense is so powerful. It's not the end of the world if you score on them. They shake that right off and come back. Look, this is a team, both of these teams, seriously thinking about the Super Bowl this year. This game, however, is one that doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme. If the Lions or if the Ravens lose this game, they're still just as much in the conference title hunt. It's not a conference game which goes to tiebreaker, and it's not a divisional game which goes to tiebreaker. This is one of those games you can throw away and still be in the hunt in your division. Lions bring the number 9 ranked defense, as I said, and also the number 4 ranked offense. Baltimore brings the number 1 defense and the number 1 offense. So this is a clash of the Titans. It's no wonder the experts are picking 54.5 as a point total here. Derrick Henry, one of the best, but the Lions also one of the best when it comes to stopping the run. In fact, since 2023, the Detroit Lions have given up 94.3 yards per game rushing. That's the best in the NFL in a 2.5-year span. So you can't run on the Lions. Even Josh Jacobs, who might have got a touchdown in that game, we had him pretty well bottled up, 66 yards. We stuffed him on first and second down. They kept converting third down with Jordan Love and their wide receivers. It was not the running game bailing them out on third down. And then in the end of the game, when they wanted to salt the game away, they were able to get a couple of first downs on the ground. But the point is, historically, in the last 3 years, no team in the NFL has been better at stopping the run. We are a little banged up. Jack Campbell's questionable with an ankle, but he was a full practice yesterday, or Saturday, I should say. So Jack Campbell, full practice, even though he's listed as questionable. That's going to play huge in stopping the run, especially containing Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Marcus Davenport moved to injured reserve. So all of you that bet the under, it was under 5 games that Marcus Davenport would be on IR, you win. I lost. I thought for sure he was going to make it past 5 games. The law of averages alone says that eventually he's going to make it past 5 games. Taylor Decker, however, did not practice on Saturday. And this is something that I haven't seen reported anywhere. but it is listed on the official injury report. But I don't see anybody running with this story, which I think is huge. If Taylor Decker doesn't play tonight, that's huge. You have Dan Skipper next to Christian Mahogany, Graham Glasgow, Tate Ralledge. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking that. He is listed as questionable with a shoulder, and he did not practice on Saturday. Kirby Joseph, also listed as questionable with a knee injury. He was a limited participant in practice on Saturday. He had a limited practice. And then at the corner position, DJ Reed is questionable with a knee injury. He was, though, a full practice on Saturday as well. So Jack Campbell, DJ Reed, I fully believe they will play if they were full practice on Saturday. Taylor Decker, Kirby Joseph, that's up in the air. We know Davenport is out. Out for the Bengals, as we said, Ricard Van Noy, Madubuike, also a really good backup tight end in Isaiah Likely. He is out as well. So definitely going to be a barn burner. Put it in the comments. I want to know what you got to say. And then we're going to make a couple of predictions here for this game tonight. And if anybody's going to do any betting on this game tonight, I definitely would love to hear about that. Will's in the house. What's up, Will? Yeah, I can send you the link out, man. We'll send the link out. I don't want to be too long tonight, though, because I got to get the old, got to get out on the road and go see the game. Not going to be home watching it. Let's see, let's put that in. Control V. Ooh. And there you go. There's the link. Anybody wants to join, this is an interactive show. Thanks, everyone, for watching. If you're watching on the rebroadcast on the feed, if you go to the Facebook page and watch us on the feed, or if you're watching on YouTube, the Huddle Sports Network, watching on YouTube at Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, we appreciate you. Or if you're watching in the refeed, put your comment in anyway, even if you're watching on the rebroadcast, because I love to interact on questions that happen after the fact. So, hey, we got a special guest who's joined the show right now. He's a Panthers fan coming off a big victory last week this weekend against a division opponent. Welcome to the program, Will Vogel. Will, what's up?
So, Mike,
what's up, buddy? Big win, man. I was on the road and I was listening to satellite radio, and I heard two experts pick their lock of the week was take Atlanta against the Panthers. That was their lock. Can't miss. Give up 4 points even on the road. And then what? The Panthers go in there and smoke them 30-0. Love it. What do you got to say about that? What'd you think?
the defense has played the best I've seen from best game of the last 2 years for this defense. You had guys who you had a pick six and then you almost had a second pick six. And you know who really showed up that I'm really happy to see, and I was happy when we got him in the draft? Chow Smith Wade. The kid's a stud. The guy's a ball hawk. And J.C. Horn locked down London for the most part. London had a decent game, but we shut down Behan, really. He was under 100 yards. Penix.
He had over 100 from scrimmage.
Yeah, and then Penix just looked lost.
Mm-hmm. And you know what really surprised me, though, was that Atlanta defense looked so good the week before and beating Minnesota, and they looked so good that they went in there and just let Bryce Young and company walk all over them.
Yeah, it's crazy because they have A.J. Terrell, who's a scary corner, but yeah, it was crazy. I thought the game was going to be a lot closer, but you know what? They probably overlooked us. That's what
I think so. But somebody better do something in that division, or you're just handing it to the Buccaneers.
I think the Bucs are the team to beat.
Well, yeah, 3-0, I'd say so. And 3 years in a row winning the division, I'd say they are the year to beat. So
yeah, they're so good.
But all of those wins coming down to the last minute of the game and Baker and company pulling it out. So that team can be beat. It certainly isn't going to be the Saints who challenge them. Everybody thought it would be the Falcons that challenge him. It doesn't look like that's going to be. Michael Penix is looking like what he is. It's a young quarterback taking his lumps. And it's going to be streaky. It's going to be up and down. But I really thought they had the defense to get them through. But that game yesterday really makes me question whether this is just going to be a cakewalk for Tampa now.
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina making strides, but I don't see them as a threat to the division. Do you?
No, I don't either.
At least you're real.
I think we're at least a 6 to 7 win team this year, but no,
I like it.
Tampa's got good offense.
Big game tonight for your second favorite team, Will.
Yep.
The big blue and silver going up against the Ravens tonight in Baltimore, 4.5 point underdog. What do you look for in this game and who you like?
I'm just interested to see what's the matchup's going to be like. Who's going to guard Amon-Ra? Is it going to be Humphrey? Is it going to be Hamilton? Like, I'm looking for the offensive and defensive battles. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to come down to a single possession game, in my opinion.
Well, it's going to be a close one. All right, there you have it. So give me a score prediction, Will. Then give me who's going to win.
I say Detroit.
And it's okay to take. You think Detroit wins? Okay.
I think Detroit wins 28-24.
That's what. Okay, I like it. That's that would be under then.
Yeah, I think that if Jack Campbell plays and Hutch plays to Hutch standards, we can contain Henry, hopefully. And then Anzalone and Kirby and those other guys do their jobs. And then I think them missing Van Noy is big because he is I'm not saying he's a stud. The guy disrupts. We've seen him with the Patriots and the Dolphins.
And the Lions.
The guy is a workhorse. He's a strong veteran presence.
And he's not playing tonight.
And then who else did you say?
Matabwike, their other good interior rusher.
That's going to be another big loss.
Yes.
So it's going to be a game of scrimmage. Who has the stronger, the Lions O-line versus the defensive line for the Ravens. And even if Taylor Decker misses the game, I still give advantage to the Lions O-line.
Oh, wow. Hard to imagine with Baltimore with the number one.
Even though they still have Roquan, right?
They do have Roquan.
That's the only guy I'm really scared of that from the defensive.
Yeah, with Matabwike and Van Noy out on the defensive line, I think that's going to open up a chance for David Montgomery to get some yards inside, make Roquan Smith stay honest and come down into the box and play the run. And that's going to open up some play action over the top for JMO. That's why tonight, so you heard it right there, folks. Will likes 28-24 Lions victory. So he says take the Lions in the points and go under. I am going to say take the Lions in the points and go under also, though I think it will be a little closer than that. I think it's going to be a field goal, separates this game one way or the other at the end. One team wins with a field goal and goes to 2-1, while the other goes to 1-2, and with nothing to worry about. Either of these teams losing tonight, like I said before, they are still in the hunt in their conference, in their division. This is a game that a blip on the radar that they can get right over.
Yeah, it's a big game because it's two teams that have Super Bowl aspirations. But yeah, not a blip on the radar. Like you said, losing it doesn't affect conference record or tiebreakers. Right. It's just an out-of-conference potential, solid matchup.
Mm-hmm. And also something to keep in mind, even though Harbaugh is 22-3 in prime time, they're 6-1 against the Lions the last time they met 7 times. The Detroit Lions are 14-4 against the spread. So even when the Lions lose, they're very good at covering the spread. In fact, Dan Campbell, interesting stat. Dan Campbell, since 2023, is 52-30 against the spread. That is the all-time best for a coach since the NFL-AFL merger in 1970.
Wow.
MCDC 52-30 against the spread, best all time. So taking the Lions and the points on prime time is usually a safe bet. But boy, it's really scary when you're playing a guy like Lamar who could just go off on you at any time. As confident as I am in Jared Goff, who he leads the NFL in completion percentage at 80.6%. He's tied for first in touchdowns with 6, and he's second in passer rating. That's Jared Goff. Unfortunately, Lamar Jackson is number 1 in passer rating. Lamar Jackson is tied with Goff with 6 touchdowns for number 1, and is also the most prolific running quarterback of all time. So you add all that together, and it's going to be tough sledding for the Lions tonight. There's no doubt. A lot of people picked this game as an L back in May when the schedule came out. They did not pick the Lions to win this game. I don't think they win this game either, honestly. I think that they are going to go down fighting. It's just a lot to overcome on the road. We're going to be rooting them on, though. Go Lions. Got to think positively. I got to jump off of here and get on the road and get over to where I'm going to be watching the game. Will, you got any parting words?
No, guys, watch this game. This is a great game to watch.
Wise words. Thanks, Will. Have a good one. Will Vogel. Anyway, there it is. Lions, 4.5-point underdogs. I'm saying take the points because I'm a sucker. I say take the under because everybody who thinks they're smart says take the over. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you another edition of the Main Event. You can follow me on all social media at Main Event Mike. That's M-A-N-E, Main Event Mike. God bless each and every one of you. Peace out.
Yeah, yo, it's game time. Ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports. Just tune in, my friends. Catch us.